Hello everybody, this is Susan back with ThriftyLiving.com with our weekly sales update for eBay and Amazon. As expected, this has been a pretty slow week, just a handful of sales on eBay. As I told you last week, I have listed 0 items this week, 0 new items. I think I have around 600 in my store right now. Was really slow up until Friday night. I actually started a sale on Friday night. If you have a store and you're not utilizing Markdown Manager, I highly recommend it. I started the sale Friday night, and it's to end Sunday around lunchtime on Sunday, and I think I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7 sales actually after I started that sale, and I have a total of 10 for the whole week. So when I had nothing, no sale running, I sold 3 items for the week, and I've sold 7 since I started that sale, and it's almost 11 Saturday night. So 7 items in just a little more than 24 hours since I started the sale. So Markdown Manager definitely does work. Excuse me. Okay, the first thing I have this week is this Orbis World Flag men's shirt. It was a size 2X. It was a short sleeve and just like a polo shirt. You see here it was listed for $29.99. It actually sold for $23 on best offer, and the customer paid shipping on that item. Next, we have a Tory Richard Hawaiian shirt, just a button-up shirt, size large, men's. I had this one listed for $34.99, and I actually got a best offer on this one for $25, and I just went ahead and took it just because it was so slow. So I got a really good deal on that. Tory Richard is an excellent brand in Hawaiian men's shirt. Let me show you the tag just in case you're not familiar with it. If you run across these and they're in good shape, I always pick them up. You know, if they're reasonably priced. I want to say I got this one at Value Village, if I'm remembering right, probably around $5 or $6. Value Village is a little overpriced for me. Next, we have a House of Hatton little girl's size 3 dress. It is, you can see, even though where I'm at here in Georgia, it's running 90 degrees, people are already starting to buy long sleeve shirts. I sold a couple of long sleeve things this week, so that you'll see here in a minute. This one I picked up mainly because of the smocking. It was hand smocked. Hand smocked still sells really well, especially in the South. And House of Hatton is an excellent brand. Let me show you that tag just so you can get familiar with that if you're not. Okay, next, I should tell you, let's see, it was listed for $22, and I took a best offer of $20, so that was an excellent offer on that dress. These homeschool books, I picked up a whole huge stack of these last summer. I'm down to just a few little lots now. I picked up the whole stack, probably 30 books for $10. These I had listed for $12. This was the first item that I sold after I started the sale, and I did run a 25% off sale, so that's a pretty high sale for me. I never go above 40. Well, I have done 50 before, just when I was getting overrun with things, but typically I never go above 40% off. You just have to play with the numbers and see, you know, what makes sense for you at that time, depending on what you have in the item. Like I said, I got probably 30 books for $10 for them all. I've already sold most of them, so I've made my money back probably times 10 on those. These were just poetry books. These were all for the 10th grade. And Abeka, if you're not familiar with that, is an excellent homeschool brand. So I originally had this listed for $12, and with the 25% off sale, it sold for $9. Next, we have a Bailey Boys little girls outfit. Bailey Boys is a good brand in children's wear. If you're not familiar with it, let me see if I can find the tag to show you what it looks like right there. There were a few flaws with this. You can see here there was a little bit of the red that had like a wash transfer onto the legs of the little girl that was on the front, and so it made it slightly red, more of a pink shade on the little cheerleader's legs. But of course it's getting close to football season, so, and I had this listed as like a UGA Georgia Bulldog because of the red and black, and that is our area, so I'm sure that's what it was originally intended for. Okay, let's see, and this one did sell the same night. Within a couple of hours after I started the sale, they bought it for the sale price of $22.49, and that was discounted from $29.99, and the customer paid the shipping on that one. This is a pacifier lot. I wouldn't normally sell something like this, but I picked this up in a big bundle at a yard sale with a, I mainly bought it for the Dr. Brown sterilizer kit that was in it, and I have already sold that almost immediately. I also got a bunch of bottles, nipples. They were all Dr. Brown and Tommy Tippy, which is a good brand and baby infant stuff. So since I had this anyway, and it was basically, you know, a giveaway with that lot, because I paid $10 for the whole lot, and the sterilizer sold for way more than that. So I just went ahead and threw this up when I saw that they were selling, you know, halfway decent. It was a mixed lot. It was Jolly Pop, Gumdrop, Dr. Brown, Tommy Tippy, all a mixed lot. They were listed for $18. They, let's see, were discounted on the sale for down to $13.50, and the customer made a best offer of $10, which I took because, like I said, I didn't really have anything in this part of it. And the customer did pay shipping on that item as well. Next is some Pez dispensers. Could kick myself in the tail for buying these. I bought a big box lot of Pez dispensers at a yard sale. I think I gave like $8 for the whole lot. There were a few gems in it, but for the most part, it was stuff like this. It was, you know, nothing special, just Pez dispensers. So, thank goodness I'm about down to the end of those. This was a lot of 4. I tried to just lock them up based on subject matter. I had some Christmas ones. I had Halloween ones. I had Walt Disney ones, all different ones. And this lot was the SpongeBob, Patrick, and Squidward. And they were listed for $3.99. With the 25% off, they sold for $2.99. And customer paid the shipping on those as well. This is a Chico's size 2. As I've told you in the past, Chico's has specialty sizing, so size 2 is kind of like a medium large. It was a V-neck cardigan, 3-button sweater with like a 3/4 sleeve, kind of an abstract look to it. Let's see, I had it listed for $14, and it sold for the sale price of $10.50 with customer paying shipping, and it was a lightweight shirt, so it didn't, I mean, like a sweater cardigan, so it didn't weigh very much on that one. Next, we have a Hannah Anderson dress. I'll show you the tag on this one. Not all of the Hannah Anderson tags look exactly like this, but you'll always notice the Anderson has 2 S's, and the Hannah does not have an H on the end. So anytime you find those, that's a really good children's wear brand. They have specialty sizes as well. You see the size is 120, which is equivalent to about a size 7. This is a long sleeve dress, So people are already getting ready for fall and winter. I had this one originally listed for $22, and it sold for the sale price of $16.50 with customer paying shipping. This next item, if you've watched my previous haul videos, you've seen this item before. I picked this up at the Value Village for 20 cents, and I had it listed for $19.99. It was, let's see, it says that it sold for $14.99, but that's not correct. It was on sale for $14.99, but the customer made an offer of $11, and considering that I had 20 cents in it, I went ahead and took that because, as I said, it has been a pretty slow week. Customer paid shipping on this as well, and as I showed in the previous video, it's basically just ropes and pulleys and that type of thing. There's nothing really heavy about this. It's very lightweight. And that is all that I have this week on eBay. I do have a few items on Amazon that I will show you next. Alrighty, here are my pitiful little 3 sales for Amazon this week. And then I have a bit of a, I guess, a warning or just a piece of advice for anybody sending in to Amazon FBA. The first sale I have this week for Amazon is the Disney Channel DVD game. I picked this up just at a yard sale for like 50 cents. It was sealed. It was new. Sold it on Amazon for $8.24. Not a great sale, but this week any sale is a sale, so I'll take it. Next, we have the Suzanne Somers VHS set. I got this in a big lot of VHSs that I gave like next to nothing for. And I pretty much sold it for next to nothing as well. Sold it for $5.64. Some of these VHS on Amazon can do really well. Obviously, the summer size is not a huge seller. But if you can find the, oh goodness, the Leslie Sasson, the Walk Away the Pounds, that does pretty well on VHS, as does any of the, well, I'm just totally have lost it. Totally having a brain fart this morning on this. Okay, we'll come back to that. Maybe I can remember it later what it is called. Oh, that's really irking me. Anyway, sold this, let's see, for $5.64. And let's see, the last one is, let me pull this up for you so you can see it a little bit bigger. It was just a book, a quilting book, Quilts A to Z, and this one sold for $3.99. Not a great profit on that one, if I even made any profit on that one. But at least it is out of my inventory now, and I won't have to pay, which I don't think I've had this that long, so long-term storage wouldn't really apply to that. Okay, here's my warning. Last week I showed you that I had sold these address labels, and these are excellent sellers on Amazon. However, the warning is, don't always trust when you put in the UPC. I do have a scanner that scans them in, so I know that I put in the correct UPC on this one. However, some items, especially like puzzles, and obviously this as well, they're going to have the same UPC code for different items. So on this item, I actually got a return request this week, and it was because the one that they got had silver border instead of gold border. So I know I put the UPC in correctly, but the UPC is obviously to this particular type of label, and there are variations on the UPC, and the customer is completely correct. The ones that I sent in did have a silver border. That was completely my
error. I should have caught this when I was putting it in, and then maybe searched instead of, if you ever run across that, instead of searching by the UPC code, you can search by the actual item. Just, you have to type it in that way. You know, I don't like losing money for sure, and the return is definitely gonna, you know, I'm definitely gonna lose money on that because of the return. But it was my error. So, you know, it is, I hate to say it, but it is a cost of doing business when, you know, you have to be very diligent on paying attention to the specifics. And eBay is actually the same way. If you're doing a sale similar from another seller's item, you really need to be careful and make sure that everything is exact on it. I feel really bad for the customer on this, because even though they're going to get their money back, there's no more of these on Amazon. I think this is an kind of an unusual thing that they probably don't make anymore. So I think she's probably going to have a hard time finding it, and I really hate that, you know, that I sent her something she wasn't pleased with. That's a big part of this business, is being very cognizant of your customer. So just really make sure to take that extra second and just look and make sure that everything is exactly the same, especially down here in the details. That is it for this week. See you next Sunday. Bye-bye.